Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie and today I'm going to be showing you Nailpollies' new What Are You Up To collection. So if you don't know, Nailpollies is an indie brand based in California and she hand sculpts all of her caps. Usually her caps are inspired by foods, but she has made some drinks before like lemonade or hot cocoa. But this is her first collection that's a little bit of a departure where the caps are all water bottles, and I just think it's such a funny and cute concept. It's a 6-piece collection of these pastel cream formulas, so I will save more of my thoughts for the end after some comparisons. For now, let me just show you the swatches. The first polish we have is How Orangeinal. I'm sorry, I feel like I just keep struggling trying to pronounce the name, but you get it. And I actually don't know what kind of water bottle this is, so you'll have to let me know down below. But this one is a warm, earthy terracotta orange, and this one is one of my favorites from this collection. It is just such a beautiful shade. I mainly love wearing terracotta oranges like this in the fall because I just think they're so cozy. I feel like this one has a little bit of mutedness too, but it is still just so pretty. The formula on this one was absolutely fantastic. It was so full coverage and applied like butter and opaque in 2 coats. Next we have Yellow, Is It Me You're Looking For? And this one has the same water bottle cap as the previous one, just in a different color combination. And this one is described as a cheerful, soft yellow shade. I really love this one. I'm just a big fan of pastel yellows, and I feel like this one has a beautiful warmth to it. It is just so pretty and so flattering in my opinion. This one also had a really impressive formula where I just was so blown away by the coverage on this. Generally, I feel like a lot of indie brands have come a long way with formulating better yellows. They used to be notoriously bad for being super thin and streaky, but I got this one fully opaque in just 2 coats. Next up, we have another favorite from the collection. This one is called Green and Barrett, and I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a hydro flask for the cap, and this one is described as a muted, dusty green. So I really love this one. Not only does it have another super flawless formula that was just so smooth and easy to apply, but the color is just so beautiful. I feel like it's so soothing, where it's not exactly a sage green in my opinion. I feel like this has a little bit more of a blue tone to it. So I don't know if it's more accurate to say it gives me eucalyptus vibes, but it does. It's just so refreshing. The next shade we have is You Blew My Mind, and this one also has a hydro flask cap, but this one is blue, and it's described as a dusty light blue cream. So no surprise, I also really love this one. It's just one of those perfect periwinkle, cornflower blue type of shades that I just adore. I just think they're so light and airy, but still kind of elegant in a way. Just so beautiful. I just really enjoy this color. And just like the rest of the collection, this one had another flawless formula that was fully opaque in 2 coats. The next shade we have is I'm So Purplexed, and this one is described as an elegant light purple cream, and this one has a Stanley cap, which I think is so adorable with the straw. Even though I don't really care for Stanleys, I think this is easily my favorite cap from this collection. But yeah, the color is absolutely beautiful. It's just one of those dusty kind of lavender purples. I especially love shades like this for the spring, though I mean I think this whole collection, maybe with the exception of the orange, is perfect for spring. This one is just super cute and again had another flawless formula. And rounding out the collection, we have Great Minds Pink Alike, and this one has another Stanley cap that is pink. It is easily my favorite from the collection. I just can't get over how cute it is. And this one is just described as a cool light pink cream. So this is definitely a very light, very white-based pink polish. So because of that, I did end up needing a 3rd coat for this one. I just found it to be the lightest shade, so even after 2 coats, I was able to see some kind of uneven spots in my application. Though I guess if you do have shorter nails, you might be able to get away with this in just 2 coats. But I found I needed 3 just to make it fully evenly opaque. But yeah, this is a beautiful, soft, baby pink cream. What's not to love? And here is the What Are You Up To collection, worn as a skittle. I'm wearing 2 coats of each with both the pink and purple on my thumb here, but I actually ended up needing a 3rd coat for the yellow shade. Maybe I just went in with a thinner coat than I initially did for my thumb swatch, but I found I needed 3 just to make that one look fully opaque. So I guess it's a 2 to 3 coater depending on your application, because here when I did the full hand swatches, I only did 2 coats of all of these and I feel like they all look really opaque, and this is in direct sunlight. Now moving on to comparisons, we're starting with How Orangeinal and looking at it next to Love You a Latte, which was a previous nail polish shade from the fall, but that one, as you can see, is a lot deeper and a little bit more saturated too. So I think a closer color comparison with how muted it is Dimension Nails Burrowing Owl. I feel like these have a very similar value, just slightly different colors, where How Orangeinal is more of that true terracotta sort of shade, and Burrowing Owl is a little bit more neutral maybe. It's just not as orange. Then for Yellow, Is It Me You're Looking For? I had to see this next to Olive Ave Sunshine, which was one of my absolute favorite pastel yellows in my collection, but it sadly was retired last year. I was hoping that this could be a dupe for it, but you can see it's already a little bit different. And I also figured I can show it next to Cracked Polish's Banana Powder from their makeup collection a few months ago. If anything, that one is more similar to Sunshine, where they both have a little bit more of a whitened base, while Yellow, Is It Me You're Looking For has a little bit more warmth to it. It's a little bit deeper as well. I feel like it reminds me of the perfect butter yellow. Then for Green and Barrett, I wanted to show this next to Olive Ave Zinc, which is one of my favorite Celadon kind of shades, and I would say that's like a true Celadon, but as you can see, it's a lot darker and a little bit grayer. So I think some closer color comparisons would maybe be Cracked Polish's Color Correction, which was also from the makeup collection, but as you can see, this is a little bit brighter, more white-based and minty. But then I remembered Sinful Colors Eucalypt-ahhh, which was from that Essentials collection that had scented polish. This one obviously smelling like eucalyptus, and these have like the exact same value, but color-wise they are just a hair different. I mean, to be honest, seeing them on the nail side by side, it is really hard to tell them apart, but I would say that Eucalypt-ahhh has a little bit more blue in it, while Green and Barrett is a little more green. Then for Blew My Mind, I of course had to show this next to Olive Ave Jeannie, which is one of my absolute favorite periwinkle shades. It's the lightest one that I have, and so I thought it would be a good dupe for this one. But as you can see, even though they look pretty similar in the bottle, you can definitely tell these apart on the nail, where Blew My Mind is just a lot brighter, a little bit more white-based. Next for So Perplexed, I have a couple of bottle comparisons, starting with Cracked Polish Rocky Mountain Iris, which I thought was going to be closer, but this is a little bit brighter and more blue toned, not as gray as I'm So Perplexed, so definitely not dupes. Here it is next to ILNP's Butterflies from the Valentine's Day trio earlier this year. This one is a little bit more similar because it wasn't as blue as Cracked Polish, but it's a lot more white based and brighter, not as muted. So I think the closest purple that I had was Olive Ave Artie, which I think came out in the spring collection last year. These two definitely look the most similar side by side here in the bottle, but on the nail you can definitely tell them apart, where Artie is almost too dark, but it still matches with being a dusty purple. And finally, for Great Minds Pink Alike, I knew I had to show this next to ILNP's Twirl from that same Valentine's Day trio. This is the lightest pink that I have in my collection that I thought was going to be a dupe, but they actually are pretty different. I would say the Nailpollies shade is a little bit warmer, but also a lot more dusty. Twirl just has this really bright quality to it. So that wraps up my swatches and comparisons of Nailpollies' What Are You Up To collection. As always, I would love to know your thoughts on this release, especially if you are a fan of Nailpollies and you've already picked up a few of their shades before. What do you think of this departure from their food-themed caps? Because the water bottles are definitely cute, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. Obviously, you've probably seen my water bottle in the background before. It's just kind of a plain glass one, but I do love that it matches the pink Stanley one. one. But yeah, I want to know if you guys have any of these water bottles, if you're interested in picking them up to match. Of course, let me know your favorites from these. Overall, I thought it was a cute collection. I mean, the colors are really pretty, the formulas are fantastic, and the caps are definitely cute. I mean, I would be interested in seeing what other non-food related caps or collections we'll get from Nailpollies. I imagine they won't come as often because I feel like the food related ones are like the bread and butter for the brand. But I remember seeing a comment on her Instagram when she was like asking, you know, what other ideas would people be interested in, and somebody suggested spices, and I thought that would be so cute if there were like little jars of spices. But yeah, I would love to know your thoughts on these, and if you're planning on picking any of these up, or if you did already. As a reminder, I am an affiliate with Nailpollies, so if you are interested in shopping these while supporting me and my channel, I will have my affiliate link in the description box, and I do also have a discount code to save you some money while you're shopping as well. As always, a big thank you for all of you who do support me through this, because it really means so much. But yeah, make sure to leave me any and all thoughts that you have down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.